Is it cooling off in here, y'all? Fans are on, AC is on. We have before we start. Oops. So you might hear me say this a few times, but we'll use all of the props today. So you can go ahead and grab a blanket if you like a little padding for bringing your knees down on the mat. 2 blocks, a strap, and therapy balls. We'll get some time to roll towards the middle and end of class 2. That is precariously placed. Hi. Hello. Good catch. Hello. Double class. Incredible. How you feel? Yes, ready. Okay. Plenty of room. Just a suggestion. We're waiting on a bunch more folks to come. So far 12, if they can make it through parking. There's more than enough room for everyone to fit, I promise. But my just gentle suggestion is if you see an inch or 2 of space next to you on the right or on the left, you might just scooch a drop closer so that as folks are trickling in, they can just slide their mat right in. Thank you. And then all the props. We're in August, yes? This is August, okay. 5 days in, yes, okay. Ooh. Yeah. Time, slipping on by. Hi, how are you? Hi, Lindsay, good to see you. Hi, how are you? Come on in, anywhere you like. There's space here. There's also some space in the front. Hello, good to see you. Did you cut your hair? It looks great. Sometimes it's up, so I can't tell, but it looks really good. How does it feel? Short showers?
It feels so good.
Yeah.
All my short hair friends have been like gatekeeping how nice it is in the summer.
Yes, I believe it. I had a phase of very short hair for my life, but I didn't understand how to style it because mine's very curly, so it just grew like a chia pet, and I was like, I can't live like this. This can't be the way, but it suits you. It looks so good.
Yeah. I don't even style it.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Do its thing.
You can grab all of them. Yeah, I can also bring them to you as we get started, but we'll start in a few moments, y'all. 2 blocks, a blanket, a strap, some therapy balls. It looks like by popular demand, there's no reason to get up, but by popular demand, you either took the sculpt class before or the energy is laying down, which we'll spend some time doing today too. But we'll start soon. It's good to see you. 4 more. Quiet today. We love to see it. Nice to be with you all. Hi, come on in. There's space up here. There is, if we could, in fact, if you do see a few inches of space next to you on the right or left, can you scooch just a drop closer so that mats can slide in as we're waiting on 3 or 4 more folks? Thank you. Yeah, anywhere you so choose. There's also some pockets of space in the middle if you'd like. But we'll begin. It's good to see you all. Happy Tuesday. There's lots of, I said this before, but when you come new to the studio or new to class, you get a very sweet little blue star next to your name, and there's 4 blue stars today. So if I didn't get the official chance to say hi to you, my name is Anisha, and thank you for being here. I'll talk about announcements after class, but the schedule outside of public classes is fully stacked. There's so many events and workshops and activities happening from now until the fall. But any requests today? I have an agenda of where we're moving towards, but how are these Tuesday night bodies feeling? Any poses, body parts, regions of the body that need some extra attention? Neck. It's really sharp. I said this in yesterday's class. Asking for requests is really sharpening my charades skill. I haven't played in a long time, but there's a lot of miming to body parts, and I just have to guess. So today, this morning someone asked for shoulder. They pointed to here, but then quickly corrected to calf. And I said, what is this plot twist that we're working towards? So the upper back and neck. Anyone else? Hips, yes. This is also the charades for hips. We'll get into all of it. Well, today, take breaks, sip water, modify, spectate at any point. We'll move towards a series of twists, some arm balances, and some back bends to see where our Tuesday evening takes us. Hi, Natasha, come on in. Can we actually start lying on your back, if you wouldn't mind? So have your head up towards me, towards the front of your mat. Have your feet towards the back of your mat as you come to lay down. And have one of your blocks within a grabbable distance, just so you don't have to get up to find it again. And you can set it off to the side, just within somewhere you can reach. Oh, thanks, Matt. And as you come to lay down onto your back, you can be on the ground in any way that you'd like. I'll bring some. You might have your arms and legs out long in more of that traditional Shavasana shape. If you're experiencing anything in your low back or in your hips, you might have your knees bent, feet on the ground, and with your feet as wide as your mat, perhaps you knock your knees into each other so that the weight of your legs supports the other. And as your hands fall anywhere they fall, alongside of you or onto your body, let your eyes close or soften so you can listen for your breath. When we close our eyes, it's a moment to see yourself more clearly than before. To let each breath slowly dissolve the morning and the day that was. Let each breath help you arrive to where you are now. And every breath that comes after makes a little more space for what has yet to come. So as you let your breath naturally begin to deepen, can you let your next inhale move from your nose down into your belly and up into your heart? And as you exhale, offer the breath out through every direction of your being, from front to back, side to side, and top to bottom. Continue with a few more of those breaths just on your own as each inhale moves in, down, and wide. And every exhale pours itself up, out, and through you. And as we're starting here on our backs, feeling connected to gravity, the steadiness of the earth, can you breathe not just into the front of your body, but let your breath expand into all of those parts touching the mat underneath you. Parts of your hips, parts of your upper back. And as we begin our practice and our time together with 3 more rounds of that same breath, wait for your inhale as it fills you up completely. And exhale to offer all of that breath out through your nose or mouth. 2 more times, just on your own. At the bottom of your breath, pause for a moment. Take notice of any difference that comes when you listen for and really remember your breath. And now keeping that attention inward as best as you can, gently blink your eyes open if they're not already, and bend both knees as you bring your feet flat onto the earth. Let your feet come as wide as your mat, and if there's space for your arms to bring them out to a T or to a goalpost cactus shape, let the shoulder blades soften to the ground. Now a few windshield wipers, take a big breath in, and as you exhale, watch for your props and neighbors as you drop your knees to the right. Inhale to draw the knees back up through center, and on your exhale, drop your knees over to the left. Do that once more on your own, following your breath more than my voice. Inhale through center. Exhale to let the knees drop. And let the belly be soft and full. Let your glutes soften onto the earth and feel the back of your head and shoulders get heavy. Now the next time your knees come up through center, bring your arms alongside of you, press your palms down into your sticky mat, and let your knees come right over your hips so that your feet lift up off the ground with your thighs vertical. Bring your heels in line with your knees and flex through your feet to feel the bottoms of your legs engage. Now notice if your low back is fluttering up off the ground, can you seal the lowest part of your back down without pulling the thighs in? Keep the thighs vertical. Now flex the feet as you take a big breath in. On your exhale, drop your knees a few inches over to the right, only as much as your left shoulder can stay down on the ground. Inhale to bring the knees back up through center. And as you exhale, let the knees move over to the left. One more on your own from side to side. Keep pressing your palms into the earth. Flex your feet and let the back of your head stay heavy against the ground. After going evenly from right to left on your own, bring the knees back up through center. Give them a hug in towards your belly or chest. You might make some small circles in one or the other direction, or lean gently from side to side. But a deeper breath in and a longer breath out. Now this time, as you bring yourself back through center, find one of your blocks and place your block in between your thighs to give your legs something solid to hug into. As the block comes in between your legs, one more time, with your feet up, let your knees come over your hips and your heels in line with your knees as you flex your feet. With your arms alongside of you, press your palms down into the ground. Hug the block, take a big breath in. And as you exhale with your knees bent, move them a few inches over to the right. Squeeze the block as you flex through your feet. Inhale to bring the knees back up through center. And as you exhale, drop your knees to the left. Flex your feet, press your palms down as you hug that block. Now inhale to bring the knees back up through the middle. Last round. On your exhale, drop your knees to the right. Stay. Breathe here as you hug the block, or you might straighten your right leg off to the right. Maybe your left leg straightens to meet it as you squeeze the block with your legs dropping to the right hand side. Inhale to bring the knees back up through center. Bend both knees as you flex your feet. And on your exhale, last round, let your knees move to the left. Press your palms into the ground. Hug the block. Stay here, or straighten your left leg off to the left as you flex your left foot. Then your right leg off to the left as you hug that block. Inhale to bring both knees back through center. Release the block from in between your thighs. Give your legs a hug in towards your chest or belly. And the next place we'll meet is in tabletop, coming to all fours facing the front of your mat. So you can come off of your back however you'd like. You might roll over onto one side or forward and back. But have your blocks framing out the front corners of your mat. You might use them as we begin to move about. And in your table for today, bring your hands as wide as your mat if they're not already. Take up extra space. Spread your fingers and let your knees be under your hips with your toes curled under. Now begin to round and arch your spine, moving with your breath through a few rounds of cat and cow. Let's take 4 cycles of breath here together just on your own. Feel free to stay in the more rounded or arched shape for a few extra cycles of breath. You might even move more forward and back, your hips towards your heels and shoulders forward of the wrists. But take long, steady breaths in through the nose and deepen the full exhale out through every direction of you. As you find your way back to table, come to your neutral spine. Walk your hands a handprint forward of your shoulders. Let them stay as wide as your mat. Bring your knees behind your hips, and with your toes curled under, we meet in downward facing dog. Take as much time and all the breaths you need to find your way there. In your down dog, you might stay still. You might pedal your heels one at a time from side to side. You might bend and straighten your knees simultaneously. But can you offer it to your breath as you take a deeper breath in and a long, steady breath out through every fiber of you? At the bottom of your breath, lift your heels, soften your knees, look forward, and 1 foot at a time, walk your feet up towards your palms to come into your forward fold. The blocks are right there. If you'd like to bring your hands up onto blocks out in front of your feet, let the floor meet you where you are. You might widen your feet an inch or soften your knees in the service of giving your low back and your hips a little extra room. But as you bow in towards yourself, take a deeper breath in. Stay for your exhale as you let your head get heavy towards the earth. Now hands climb up to your hips. Stand down through your legs, and on your inhale, come all the way up to rise as you release your hands down by your sides. With your feet right under your hips, take an inhale to reach your arms forward and up to the sky. On your exhale, soften your knees to fold over your legs. Inhale brings you halfway up to lengthen, hands to your blocks or shins as you reach your chest forward. And exhale to fold, plant your palms, and step it back to downward facing dog as you lift your hips to the sky. With your hands as wide as your mat, take an inhale, come forward to plank pose, the top of your push-up. Stay for a breath in your plank with your knees up or down. Can you press through your palms? Feel your shoulder blades broaden on your upper back. And then slide your ears back so your head is in line with your chest. A deep breath in. As you exhale, bend your elbows to lower all the way down to your belly. Point your feet back behind you. Inhale to rise for cobra or baby cobra as you lift your chest up. And on your exhale, take it back to down dog, tabletop, or puppy pose for 3 slow, steady breaths. Let your breath move first in the direction of your heart. And as you exhale, press down and forward through your palms to lift your butt up and back towards the wall behind you. A deeper breath in and a long, steady exhale out. Now at the bottom of your breath, lift your heels, soften your knees, look forward, and come forward, feet to your hands, into your standing forward fold. Inhale to lengthen halfway, grow long through your spine. As you exhale, fold, bowing in towards yourself. Use your own fists and measure your feet about 2 fists width apart. And with your toes pointing straight ahead, bend your knees, sit your hips back, climb your palms up to your thighs for this round of chair pose. Let your knees guide open towards your second and third toes. And now this time, bring your hands to your chest. Pull your thumbs back to your heart as you lift your heart up into your thumbs. For a twist, bring your right elbow to the inside of your right thigh. So same elbow, same leg, as you turn your belly open to the left. Now notice if your butt wants to swing with you to the left. Can you lean your hips to the right? Turn your belly and chest to the left, and then slide your ears back so your head is in line with your heart. A big breath in. Stay for the exhale, sit 1 inch lower to the earth. And now inhale to come all the way out, stand through your legs, reach up to touch the sky. And last round, bend your knees, sit your hips back. Hands come to your chest, pull your thumbs back to your heart, lift your heart up into your thumbs, and let your left elbow come to the inside of your left knee. We're coming to the inside of the leg to give your low back a little more clearance. So as your belly and chest turns to the right, think butt to the left, and then ears back to lean back. A deeper breath in. Stay for 1 more exhale and let your hips get heavier to the earth. On your inhale, come up to rise, stand through your legs, get 3 inches taller. And as you exhale, fold in towards yourself. Keep your right foot forward, step your left foot all the way back to catch your lunge. Come high up onto your fingertips or blocks on either side of your right foot. Now wiggle your left toes back another inch or 2. Take a breath as you lift your chest. Hi, Haley. And exhale to fold as you straighten your right leg. Pause here for a breath. Once your right leg is straight, can you lift your back heel, knee, and thigh higher away from the ground? And now wrap your left hip towards the front of your mat. Tack your right hip back and notice where sensation shifts in the back of your right leg. A full breath in. Stay for your exhale. You might soften your elbows to the sides as you bow in towards that front thigh. A full breath in through the nose. Stay for your exhale as you soften the grip of your fingers around those blocks. Now back it up, bend your right knee, step your left foot forward to meet your right, come back into your forward fold. Inhale to lengthen halfway, grow longer through your spine. And exhale to fold, bowing in towards yourself. Thanks for making space. I'll bring you a blanket. You're good. Keep your left foot forward, step your right foot back to catch your lunge. The higher up you are on your blocks or fingertips, just the more space your torso will have to move. And now wiggle your right foot back an inch or 2. Take a big breath in to lift your chest. And as you exhale, fold and straighten your left leg. With that left leg straight, lift your right heel a drop higher up off the ground. Feel your right hip wrap forward as you tack your left hip back. Now, as much as you can keep those hips steady, you might bow in towards that left thigh as you soften the grip of your fingers around the blocks. A bigger breath in and a longer breath out in every direction. Now on your next inhale, bend your left knee, plant your palms on your sticky mat, and step it back to downward facing dog. Pedal your heels from side to side, a breath to notice what you see and feel. Now from your down dog, lower both knees down onto the ground for a moment. Find your blocks once again and bring them to their highest height, somewhere in the middle of your mat. So once the blocks are nice and high, as wide as your mat itself, come down onto your hands and knees and bring your palms onto the floor in front of your blocks so that your forearms are in front of the blocks itself. With your blocks as wide as your mat, walk your knees back an inch or two behind your hips. And now keep your knees down. Press through your palms to lift your chest. Try to look forward. Try and lower all the way down onto the ground as you bend your elbows without your elbows hitting the block. So see what happens when your belly and chest comes down. Yes, very good. And then come on all the way up. Nice. Back to sit onto your heels. A moment to notice what you feel and see. Okay, some of us have done this together before. For some, this is brand new. There's no pop quiz or homework by any means, but spoiler alert, we're moving towards a couple of arm balances towards the middle of practice. And an arm balance is a big old hip opener on chaturanga in the arms. So when I learned this trick from one of my first teachers, it stuck with me. If it works for you, you can keep it. If it doesn't, no problem. But the idea is, there's an infinite number of ways to do push-ups. Yeah, there's the ones where, tricep push-ups? I don't know what these are called. The ones where your elbows go off to the sides. There's the ones where you lean forward so much that your shoulders come down. But what I'm trying to think about here is, with the blocks just as a tool, how far forward can I bring my chest so that when I bend my elbows, my forearms can stay vertical? You see how the elbows are over the shoulders? And now as I keep my chest moving forward, I try to resist this, down to the floor. Hug the shoulder blades together until your hips land, and then you might lift up into that awkward cobra with the block still there. So let's try it one more time, see how it goes, and see if that makes any difference. So with your blocks at their highest height, when they come wide, it just gives your torso some space to come down into. Come onto your hands and your knees, palms in front of your blocks. Walk your knees back behind your hips, and now look forward. Take a breath. Can you reach your chest so far forward that when you bend your elbows, you don't touch the blocks, but shoulder blades hug together? And now land your pelvis and belly. Inhale for maybe an awkward cobra. If you hit the blocks, no problem, as you lift up through the chest. And exhale to take it back to tabletop onto all fours. Does that feel different for anyone? You can say no. I accept no's, maybe slightly different. But it helps really engage the upper back rather than letting the shoulders round forward. So just keep that in your mind. You can clear the blocks out of the way. Come onto all fours and back to downward facing dog. Now feel the imaginary blocks behind your forearms. Picture them in your mind's eye. With your hands as wide as your mat, inhale through to plank pose. Try to clear the imaginary blocks as you bend your elbows, hug the shoulder blades together. Land your hips, your belly down as you inhale, rise for cobra or baby cobra. And exhale, nice, to take it back to downward facing dog. From your down dog, float your right leg up and back. Step your right foot through to catch your lunge. And as you spin your back heel to the ground, inhale to rise for warrior two, facing the long edge of your mat. Let your right knee and toes point straight ahead. And now as you look away from the ground, reach out through your fingertips and bend one more inch into your front leg. Change nothing in those legs. As you inhale, reach just your arms to the sky. And now bend your right elbow to give yourself a pat on the back. Let your left fingertips grab onto your elbow and think elbow to the ceiling as you gently press your head back to lift your chin. Let there be space for breath to come through. As your head goes back, can you slide the ribs back to steady the middle of your back? A big breath in. Stay for your exhale. Maybe bend one more inch into your right thigh as you guide your right knee open towards the pinky toes. Now inhale to release your arms to a T. Press your right leg straight. Take a breath, get longer in every direction. And on your exhale for Trikonasana, bring your right hand to the block or to the floor on the inside or outside of that front leg. Once your right hand touches the ground, remember your feet. Hug your legs in towards each other. And now press down into your right hand, reach up through the left fingertips, and lean back against yourself as you take a bigger breath in and a longer breath out. Now on your inhale, unwind, lower your hands, bend your right knee, and step it back to downward facing dog. Feel those imaginary blocks behind your forearms. Inhale through to plank pose, knees up or down. Exhale to lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale to rise for Cobra, Bhujangasana. Slide the ears back so your head is in line with your chest. And exhale for downward facing dog. From your down dog, float your left leg up and back. Step it through or around to catch your lunge. Spin your back heel to the floor. And as you inhale, rise, Virabhadrasana 2 on the second side. As you guide your left knee open towards the pinky toes, see if you can look away from the floor and reach out through the fingertips. A deep breath in. Stay for the exhale as you bend into your front thigh and grow 1 inch taller through the crown of your head. Now the legs stay the same. Reach just your arms up. Bend your left elbow and let your right fingertips grab on. Think elbow up to the ceiling as you press your head back and slide the ribs back. A full breath in and down. Stay for your exhale. You might bend into your left thigh, guide it open as you lift your left elbow to the ceiling. Now inhale to release your arms to a T. Press your left leg straight. Take a breath, get long through the fingertips. And now keep that length for Trikonasana. Bring your left hand to your block or the floor, in or outside of that front leg. As you feel your feet on the ground, without moving them, can you hug your legs in towards each other? And now press down into your right left hand, reach up through the right fingertips like you could touch the skylights, and lean back against yourself. A deeper breath in and a longer breath out. And now on your inhale, unwind, lower your hands, bend your left knee, step it back to downward facing dog. From your down dog, inhale through to plank pose. And as you exhale, lower all the way down onto your belly. Once you're on your belly, make a pillow with your hands. Rest on your forehead or on one of your cheeks. Close your eyes for a moment and call yourself back to your breath. We started a while ago laying on your back, breathing into all of those points that touch the floor. As you lay here on your belly, can you feel your breath expand and broaden into all of those parts of you touching the earth? And now the more you breathe into your belly, can your low back expand and widen? As you breathe into your belly and up into your chest, feel the whole back of your body radiate with breath. Now as you keep that connection to your breath, a round of locust pose, Shalabhasana. Reach your arms alongside of you. Flip your palms down to face the floor. And now picture like you have an imaginary block between your thighs as you hug your legs in towards one another. Hug your shoulder blades together. On your next breath in, lift your head, lift your chest, float your arms up off the earth, and exhale to lift your legs up and away from the ground. As you take flight, let your eyes close or soften and really listen for your breath. With each inhale, can you hug the imaginary block between your legs to clear space in the low back? And now hug the shoulder blades together to lift your palms 1 more inch. A big breath in. And exhale to release. Lower down. Rest on your other palm, on the other side of your cheek. Close your eyes for a moment. And feel for the full fluency of your breath. A deeper breath in and a longer breath out. Now as you find your way back through center, bring your hands to either side of your chest. Press up through to all fours into your tabletop. And you can sit back onto your heels for a moment, shake out your wrists, sip some water, take a breath or two. We'll take a few moments on the knees here, so if you'd like a blanket to pad for some extra cushion, feel free to grab one. You might also have blocks underneath your hands so the floor comes higher up to meet you, but thigh stretch on the knees themselves. So once you're hydrated and set, Come into all fours into your table with your hands on the floor or hands up on blocks. And now step your right foot to the outside of your right hand for this lizard lunge variation. Look down to see if your left knee is right under your left hip. Walk it back an inch or two so that your thigh is more at a diagonal. And now with your left hand on the floor or on a block, climb your right palm up onto your right thigh as you turn your belly and chest open to the right. Begin to bend your left knee. Lift your left toes up off the floor. Stay here and breathe, or you might reach your right hand back to grab onto the foot or lasso a strap around that leg for a thigh stretch to clear space in the low back. Now, as you shrug your right shoulder up and back, shrug your left shoulder up and back. Can you slide your ears back so your head is in line with your chest? A deep breath in through the nose. Stay for your exhale. You might bend into your front thigh as you turn your belly and chest open to the right. Now on your inhale, slowly release the hold of that foot. Plant your palms, take it back to tabletop onto all fours, and a breath or two to take notice of what you see and feel. You guys need any of these, just in case? Oh, so all the props. Take a breath. As you find your way to lizard lunge on the second side, bring your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Walk your right knee back as needed so it's behind your right hip. And now the higher your right hand is up on a block, the more access you might feel to grabbing onto that back foot. With your right hand down, bring your left palm to your left thigh and turn your belly and chest open to the left. Now bend your back knee, lift your right toes up off the ground, and reach your left hand back for the foot, a strap, or the leg of your pants. Take a long breath in and down. Stay for your exhale. Let your belly and chest turn open to the left. As you bend one more inch into your front thigh, let it get heavier to the floor. Now on your inhale, release the hold of your leg. Plant your palms, tabletop, and from your we meet in downward facing dog. Sorry, fumbling with all the blocks. From your down dog, take a big breath in through the nose and a deeper breath out through your nose or mouth. And now walk your feet to come as wide as your mat, tiny bend in your knees, and one palm at a time, walk your hands back to meet your feet so you fold somewhere at the back of your mat. Let your knees be soft, let your head be heavy. Your hands might touch the floor or grab opposite elbows, but as you bow in towards yourself, a long breath in and a full, steady breath out. After a few breaths here, climb your hands up onto your hips, stand down through your legs, and on your inhale, come all the way up to rise as you release your hands by your sides. Are we overcooked? Doing okay? Sip water, take breaths, pace yourself, and I'll make the air conditioning a little colder. So if you have your strap, grab it and unravel it from its rubber band. And we'll take a shoulder and chest opener here. So once you find your strap, hold it between your hands at your low back, hip distance or slightly wider apart. With your feet as wide as your mat, hug your shoulder blades together. And now inhale to reach your arms up off of your tush towards the back of the room. Notice when your arms lift, does the chest and the head slide forward? Can you slide your ribs back? Hug the shoulder blades together and slide your ears back so your head is in line with your heart. A big breath in. Stay for the exhale. And now tiny bend in your knees as you begin to fold, bowing in. Reach your arms up overhead towards the front of the room. Keep a soft bend in your knees so that they don't lock. And then a tiny bend in your elbows. You might not see it, but you can feel it. And now create some resistance. Try to tug your strap apart and think shoulder blades towards each other on your upper back as you take a deeper breath in. A longer breath out. Maybe your arms reach overhead towards the front of the room. And now inhale to release your hands to your tush. Ditch your strap to the side. We'll use it a little later. One palm at a time. Walk your hands back forward to bring yourself back to downward facing dog. Now from your down dog, lift your right leg up and back. Step it through or around to catch your lunge. On your inhale, come up to rise for high lunge as you reach your arms, your chest, and your torso to the sky. Walk your right foot an inch or two over to the right so your feet are less on a balance beam. But like you did in that pyramid pose, lift your back, heel, knee, and thigh high. Stretch up through your fingertips and try to look away from the floor. A big breath in. Stay for the exhale and bend one more inch into your front thigh. Now hands come to your hips. Tiny bend in your back knee gets springy and all the hops you need to scoop your left thigh to your chest. Stand down through your right leg, grow 3 inches taller through the crown of your head, and lower both feet down onto the ground. Bend your knees, sit your hips back. Lean all of your weight into your left foot, lift your right heel, and for standing figure 4, cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Think butt-like chair pose as your tush goes back and you lift your heart away from the ground. Take a full breath in. Stay for the exhale as you peek away from the floor. And now on your inhale, come all the way up to rise. Lower both feet to the ground. Feel gravity beneath you. Take a breath in to reach up, touch the sky. And as you exhale, fold in towards yourself. This time, heel toe your feet to bring them as close as you can together. And now for this version of garland pose, bend your knees. Sit your hips back onto your heels as you come into this tiny little ball. My heels lift up off the ground, no problem, but let your hips get heavy. Now here, as you squeeze your heels, your thighs, and your legs towards each other, bring your right hand to the floor on the outside of your right leg and reach your left arm all the way up to the sky. Simultaneously, draw your knees in towards your chest, bend your left elbow and cross it over your right thigh as you twist to the right. You can stay here and play with your balance. Hug your heels together, the thighs together, or you might become the mime in a box, meaning your right hand gets light. I am a mime in a box. I cannot get out. As you hug your shoulder blades towards each other, slide your ears back to lean back. A big breath in and a longer breath out. And now inhale to unwind. Lower your hands, plant your palms, lift your hips as you straighten your legs, and heel toe your feet to bring them an inch or two wider than they are. Plant your palms to the top of your mat. Walk your feet all the way back to the back of your mat for downward facing dog. Stay right here with your breath. You might lower your knees to the ground and take your breaths close to gravity. Or your breath might take you through one of those linking vinyasas we've done together already. But anywhere you choose to go, can you offer it to each breath, moving in and through you, in through the nose and out through your nose or mouth. Now one last side, there's no rush. When you find your way back to your down dog, float your left leg up and back. Step it through or around to catch your lunge. On your inhale, come up to rise for high lunge as your arms reach to the sky. Walk your left foot as much as you need over to the left. But the steadiness from this pose is coming from the back leg. Lift your back heel, knee, and thigh. Stretch up through the fingertips as you take a full breath in. Stay for your exhale. Bend into your left thigh as you grow taller through the crown of your head. Now your hands might stay overhead or bring them to your hips. Tiny bend in your back knee gets springy and all the hops to scoop the right thigh to your chest. Stand down through your left leg. Grow up and out through the crown of your head. And now lower both feet to the ground. As you bend your knees, sit your hips back. Lean into your right foot, lift your left heel. And for standing figure 4 on the second side, cross your left ankle over. As your hands go anywhere to steady you, on your hips, in front of your heart, or up overhead, take a long breath in. Stay for your exhale. Let your hips get 1 inch heavier to the ground. Now on your inhale, come all the way to rise. Lower your feet to the ground. Reach up to touch the sky. And as you exhale, fold in towards yourself. Heel toe your feet to bring them as close as you can bring them together. And now bend your knees, sit your hips back, and come into this tiny squat garland pose. The more you hug your legs towards each other, like there's a block in between them, the steadier it might feel. And now with your left hand off to the left, reach your right arm up. Get long through the right side of your body. Draw your thighs in towards your belly. Cross your right elbow over your left thigh. And from your belly, turn towards the left. Hug the heels together. Hug the thighs together. Stay here, or maybe mime in a box as you stretch back through the left fingertips. A deeper breath in, a longer breath out. And now on your next breath, lower your hands, unwind. Press through your legs to straighten your knees, heel toe your feet to bring them an inch or two wider. And as you plant your palms to the top of your mat, step your feet to the back of your mat to bring it back to downward facing dog. From your down dog, everyone lower both knees down onto the ground. Bring your knees as wide as your mat, feet towards each other. And as you stretch your hips back towards your heels, your head might get heavy onto the floor, onto your stacked palms, or a block for child's pose, Balasana. In any variation you find yourself in, can you one more time remember your breath? The breath that moves first into your heart, the heart that awakens and enlivens the mind, and the mind that inspires the full brilliance of your body. So take one more full breath in through the nose, and a deeper breath out through your nose or parted lips. After a few breaths, find yourself back to table. You can sit back onto your heels, sip some water, take a breath. And we've made it to our arm balance portion of the evening. So we've done a variety of different versions of this arm balance. We're moving towards a pose called side crow, Pavrita Bakasana. And we started, just to jog your memory, we started lying on our backs doing it. This one. Yeah? We started in twisted chair. This one. And then here, the one that we just did, I always like to find what I call the armless arm balance variations, meaning there's no weight on your hands here. This variation that we just did is the exact same shape you'll take in side crow, but your hands just don't happen to be on the ground. So you can play here and be with your balance and with your breath. Or if you want to explore, how do I want to do this? This way. Okay. I want you to picture like you have those imaginary blocks behind your forearms. Yeah, we did those chaturangas with the imaginary blocks. So if you think twisted crow is twisted chair on an arm balance. Does me miming all these help you as I do them quickly? Twisted chair is the same variation that twisted crow becomes. So what I'm looking for is, as I bring my hands to the ground, I'm not going to ask you to use the blocks, I'm just using them to show for a moment, is your hands come onto the floor, you lift your hips and knees up, and then as I reach my chest forward, I bend my elbows as if my elbows wouldn't come to the imaginary blocks. Does that make sense? I'm thinking less, oh good God, down to the floor, more forward towards the long edge. So you want to picture like these are here so that you can clear some space in there. This can be what your twisted crow looks like. We just did it. Breathing, seeing what it feels like to play with that balance. When I say mime in a box, does that make sense to people? Okay, good. It's the only way that I could explain this. Like I can't get out thinking shoulder blades together as I twist open. This can also be what it looks like. Sound effects welcome and included. But I really want you to think about how far forward can you bring your chest in order for your butt to lift up off the ground. Let's try it, one side to the other. Everyone have something they want to work with? I'll talk you through it. So let's all face the right side of your mat. So turn to face so that your knees and your toes are facing the brick wall side of the room. That's it. This is just so that your hands can stay on your sticky mat. Bring your heels together, your calves together, your knees together. And now look forward. Bring your left hand to the floor in front of you towards the front of your mat and reach your right arm up overhead. Now bend your right elbow, draw your knees in towards your belly and cross your right elbow over your left thigh. Become the mime in a box. Hug the thighs together, hug the heels together, and maybe, oh no, I cannot get out, breathing. Stay here or look down, look forward. Bring your hands to your sticky mat as wide as your mat. Now lift your heels, lift your butt, and as you reach your chest forward, clear the imaginary blocks, bend your elbows, and maybe it's a little hop, 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 hop as the feet flutter up off the ground. Luckily, gravity is very close by. Your feet will catch you. When you're ready to come out, you can land onto your knees and take a breath. How did that go? Great. Silence. Giggles and silence. It's hard. It's hard. It is hard. Nothing like balancing the entire weight of your body on your arms. So 2 things before we do the last side. One question that often gets asked is, what side did I do? Is what is this elbow doing? Yeah, what's this free chicken wing elbow doing? And it can do a few things. It can tuck into your hip crease to give you another point of contact like this, to balance the weight. You can also bring your face onto the ground. But I'm thinking chest forward, oh my goodness, hug the shoulder blades together. And then eventually, if you so desire, in this lifetime or another lifetime, maybe you don't use the elbow as you hug it in towards center. So elbow on the hip just gives you another point of contact. The other thing I wanted to mention is all arm balances, metaphorically, are our ability to stand in and on and from your heart. Meaning, arm balances, yes, are deep hip openers, but you're balancing your entire body weight on your hands, and it's wobbly. So we talk in our yoga practice of what does it mean to be able to stand in and on and from your spiritual heart, even when the ground underneath you feels unwavering and unsteady. And the whole action is, can you stretch your chest forward to create more space for yourself and what's to come? So let's try the last side. You can face the left side of your mat, turn to the other. This is just so your hands stay on your sticky mat. Heels together, calves together, thighs together, tiny little ball. Now as your right hand comes forward towards the front of your mat, reach your left arm up to the sky. Bend your left elbow, hook it over your right thigh, and become the mime in a box. See what it feels like to balance for a moment. Heels squeeze, thighs squeeze, shoulder blades hug. Maybe you lean back as you spread your fingers. A breath. And then when you feel ready, if you'd like to explore, look forward. Bring your hands as wide as your mat. Lift your heels and your butt up. And maybe your right elbow comes to your right outer hip. Maybe your knees come in towards that left armpit. And look forward as you reach your chest forward. Hop, 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 hippity hop, hop of the feet. Whee! Yes, that's it. Yes. Yes. Did that elbow in the hip help anyone? Yeah. Tiny little tricks, you know? Okay, no more. We'll do it again another time. Come back to one last downward facing dog. I know by popular demand we all want to sit because everyone is seated, but one more down dog before we come to lay onto the ground. In your down dog, bring your feet as wide as your mat. Lift your heels and soften your knees to let the backs of your legs release for a moment. Now stick your tush up and back towards the wall behind you. Take a big breath in. Stay here for your exhale, or you might begin to straighten your legs as you press your thighs back and let your heels get heavier to the earth. Now inhale through to plank pose. Come on forward. Exhale to lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Drink in your breath for cobra. Think shoulder blades kiss on the upper back. And exhale to take it back to the last down dog of class. A full breath in through the nose. And a deeper breath out through your nose or mouth. Now lower both knees to the ground and come to sit into a seated straddle. Let's all face the right side of your mat, the brick wall, so that there's enough room. And you'll need a few things, your blanket, your block, and your strap. So have all those within a reachable distance. As you come into your seated straddle, Upavishta Konasana, do a little self-assessment. You can bring one or both hands to your low back and just see if your low back is rounding into your palms, which mine always does. If it is, you can sit up onto the edge of your blanket to give your hips a little height, because we'll be leaning from side to side in a moment. It won't feel so great if the low back is rounding towards the door you came in. Now find your block, place it to the inside of your left thigh, bend your right knee, and draw your right heel towards your right inner thigh. That's it. So left leg is straight with a block, and the right knee is bent. Now find your strap like a big lasso, and as you loop it around your left foot, give yourself just enough slack so you can come upright through your spine. Let each of your hands hold each edge of the strap. Take a big breath in to lift your chest. And as you exhale, bend your left elbow. You can bring it to the block or to the floor on the inside of your left thigh. As your right hand holds the strap, bend your right elbow and let your chest and belly turn open to the ceiling for Pavrita Janu Shirshasana. For 3 deep breaths here, try to release the gripping sensation of your fingers around the strap. And now listen for your breath. With every inhale, think chest long towards the left toes. As you exhale, push your left elbow down into the block or to the floor and turn your chest open to the ceiling. Take one more long breath in through the nose and a deeper breath out through your nose or parted lips. And now stay leaning to the left and drop both edges of the strap into your bottom left hand. Stretch your right arm beyond your left toes, grow 2 inches longer. And as you anchor your right butt cheek to the ground, turn your right palm up to the ceiling, and a big inhale to come up and all the way out to unwind. Take a breath to switch sides as you straighten your right leg, bend your left knee, and bring all the with you. Block to the inside of your right thigh, get under your butt, and a strap. As you lasso the strap around your right foot, give yourself just enough slack so you can come more upright to grow tall. A deep breath in. And as you exhale, bend your right elbow, bring it to the block or to the floor on the inside of your right leg. Now stay holding that strap as you bend your left elbow like you're making a little picture frame for your torso to peek through. Can you slide the ears back so your head is in line with your heart? And as you soften the gripping and the pulling of your hands around the strap, listen for your breath. Take a deep breath in and down. Stay for your exhale. Let your right side of your body get heavy to the right leg as you turn your belly and chest open to the ceiling. Now change nothing in your torso. Just drop both edges of the strap into your bottom right hand. Stretch your left fingertips beyond your right toes. Anchor your left butt cheek to the floor. Turn your left palm up to the ceiling and a big breath in to come up and all the way out. Release the strap. Bend your knees. Do a little turn. You'll come to lie on your back so that your head is one more time facing up towards the front of the room. Feet are to the wall behind you. Have your therapy balls within a grabbable distance and have one of your blocks within a reachable distance also. You can just place all of those off to the sides as you come to lay on your back. I can bring you any of those things if you need them. Once you're on your back, with the block and the therapy balls off to the sides, bend your knees, bring both feet onto the floor, and knock your knees into one another. Let the weight of your legs support the other. As your hands come onto your belly or onto your chest, take a big breath into your palms and open your mouth to let that breath go. Can you call yourself back to your breath as you breathe into your belly, up into your chest, and open your mouth to let that breath go? Now, as you find your therapy balls, you can take them out of their tote and hold a therapy ball in each hand. Does anyone need some? Everyone's got some? Mm-hmm. Once you find the therapy balls out of their tote, lift your hips up just an inch and pop the therapy balls to the top of your butt cheeks, to either side of your tailbone, either side of your sacrum, either side of your glutes. Think less in the bones of your low back, but more in the flesh and muscle of your hips, of your tush. And once you find a place you can breathe in and be curious about, let your hands fall anywhere they fall. Take a deep breath in and open your mouth to let that breath go. Now, just like we did before, a swivel in the hips. Keep your feet where they are and sway your hips a few inches to the right and knees to the left. And then hips to the left and knees to the right. As you zigzag your tush and your knees from side to side, you'll feel the therapy balls roll along the upper fibers of your glutes, the upper fibers of your tush. Can you continue to feel your breath deepen as you take longer breaths in and full, clear breaths out? Now, the next time your knees come back through center, use your hands and lower those therapy balls an inch or two so you're in the middle of your tush, slightly lower than before. You might start them pretty close together because eventually they'll get wider apart. But once you find somewhere new, take a big breath in and open your mouth to let that breath go. Begin that slow swivel again. Let your hips sway to the right, knees to the left, hips to the left and knees to the right, following your pace. And as you feel those therapy balls move along the middle fibers of your tush, you might feel them beginning to get wider and wider apart. And they might end up towards the outer edges of your pants, the outer seams of your hips. You can also use your hands to bring them wider, but once you find them wide, draw your hips and your knees back through center. And now walk both of your feet to the left and drop just your right knee to the right, so that right therapy ball finds its way into your outer right butt cheek. A big breath in. Open your mouth to let that breath go. Can you unclench your fists, your jaw? Let your tongue release away from your upper palate. And now for the second side, as you draw your knees back through center, walk your feet over to the right, and drop just your left knee to the left to let that left therapy ball find its way into your outer left tush. A big breath in, and an even longer breath out through your nose or mouth. As you find your next inhale, draw your knees and feet through center, pop the therapy balls out, stay holding them, and just let the weight of your butt drop down onto the ground. Can you take a breath into what you don't ordinarily see, but you might clearly feel? Now, as we finish today with the upper back, holding a therapy ball in each hand, lift your head and shoulders up off of the ground, and from the upper back, pop the therapy balls in between your shoulder blades to the top tips of your shoulder blades. Once you find a place that you can breathe in, that you can be curious about, let your head either come onto the floor, or to alleviate any pressure, you might bring your head up onto that block at its lowest height. For this work with the therapy balls, it's less about being in the places of most intensity but seeing if you can breathe through the fluctuations as you take a full breath in and open your mouth to let that breath go. Now to find 2 more places here with your knees bent, feet on the ground. Watch for any props or those ahead of you. Press through your legs and roll your body a few inches to the top of your mat till the therapy balls come down to the middle of your shoulder blades, just slightly lower than where they just were. You can bring your block with you if it's supporting the weight of your head, but a big breath in. And open your mouth to let that breath go. And now there's so much to be done here in stillness. Or perhaps you reach your arms up towards the ceiling with your arms and palms heavy and soft. And just being mindful of those around you and any props, you might reach your right arm overhead towards the front of the room. And then as your right arm reaches back up to the ceiling, perhaps your left arm reaches overhead. Let's see if you can go even 1% slower than you are already as you let each round of your breath deepen even more than before. Now after a few breaths here of going evenly from one side to the other, lower your arms down by your sides if they're lifted. And as you press through your legs, roll your body another few inches to the front of the room until the therapy balls come down just to the bottom tips of your shoulder blades. So still in your upper back, just slightly lower than where you were before. A big breath in. And open your mouth to let that breath go. You can again stay exactly as you are. Or you might reach your arms to the ceiling and give yourself a hug as if your hands could reach for the therapy balls behind your back. You might stay still, you might lean gently from one side to the other. If you are giving yourself that embrace, you might switch which elbow is on top to take notice of any difference. And a deeper breath in. And even open your mouth to let that breath go as you unclench your palms, your fingers, and your fists. Begin to unwrap your arms if they're wrapped around you. Clear any blocks from underneath you if they're there. And for the exit journey, begin to scooch your hips towards your heels to feel the therapy balls roll up your back. You might also roll over onto one side and push them out of the way. But however they exit, see if they can fully exit as you drape your upper back onto the earth. A big breath in, and open your mouth to let that breath go. And now reach one or both of your arms overhead, roll over onto your favorite side, and press yourself up to a seat for a moment. The hardest part of class is coming off of your back, but we're about to lay down. So I'm offering today a very supported Shavasana. We've done a lot of work in the upper back and chest. So if you'd like to set up for a supported heart bench, this is the version that I prefer. You'll bring one block to its lowest and flattest width. You'll bring the other block to its second height. And then if you'd like some extra cushion, you can bring the blanket to drape over the blocks so it's a little softer. And as you come to lay on your back, you want that low block to hit in between your shoulder blades. So think less of the bendy part of your spine, but more right where those therapy balls were. And then the second block will come to support the weight of your head. As you lay down, your arms might be alongside of you, they might rest on you. But feel free to find any variation of rest. If heart bench doesn't feel supportive, you're more than welcome to be curled on your side or laying onto the earth. But give yourself as much time as you need to become as comfortable as you possibly can be. And with your head to the top of your mat, your feet to the back of your mat, You might let your hair down or set your glasses safely off to the side. Feel free to take any small shifts or adjustments to feel yourself get heavier into the earth. And I'll talk you through a few rounds of pranayama, of some breath work to help prepare the body for rest and to draw your attention more inward. I really invite you to follow your pace more than my voice. But for this equal part or box breath called Samavriti, begin by taking a breath in through the nose to fill your belly and up into your chest. And exhale through your nose or parted lips to offer that breath out. Now with your lips closed, picture your next inhale in 4 separate counts. Breathe into your belly, your lungs, and up into your heart. And exhale for those same 4 counts, emptying heart, lungs, and belly. Adding a few pauses. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, 2, 1. Following your pace for 3 more rounds. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 2, 1. Last round. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, 2, 1. Now without any holds or pauses, take a breath to fill your belly, your chest, up into the crown of your head. And exhale to offer every drop of that breath out. Begin to find the slow cadence of your breath. And it's here where each breath dissolves the entire practice that was. Each breath helps you arrive to where you are now. And every breath that comes after makes a little more space for what has yet to come. So as you let each round of your breath, let you become heavier into the earth, the heavier you become, the more expansive and the more spacious you may just start to feel. begin to deepen your breath. Take a longer breath in and a deeper breath out. Take another breath in, down and wide. And as you exhale, offer all of that breath out. Let your breath begin to awaken the body that you're in with any gentle movement that feels supportive to you. You might roll your wrists or your ankles in one or the other direction. Perhaps you reach your arms away from your legs or gently draw your knees in towards your chest. But take your time to bend both knees, bring your feet flat onto the floor. And as you roll to any side of your choice off of the props, press down into the floor and come up to rise to a tall seat facing the front of the room, just as we began. As you let your hands fall anywhere they fall, can you once again remember your breath? Take a deep breath in and down so it fills you up. And exhale to offer the breath up and out in every direction. We'll finish our time together the same way we began, with one more of those breaths. You can bring your hands to center anywhere that feels for you. As you take a deep breath in, to offer all of it out. You might bow your head to your heart or lift your hands towards your head in such a simple but profound gesture of self-reverence, bowing to yourself and to each other who practiced right alongside with you. And I bow to each and every one of you all. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks, everyone. Great to be with you. Good to see you. Drink water. Take care of yourselves and each other. If there are any props you used from the studio, there's a bucket of wipes here just to give things a little swipe with so that we keep the space as tidy as we love it. And then few quick studio announcements. Mariel and Sarah, who owns Formation Sauna, are doing a yoga and sound bath this Sunday from 6:30 to 7:45. They've been doing a few of them over at the Four Seasons, and I haven't had a chance to make it, but they are an incredible duo. So if you're free on Sunday and want to send yourself off into the astral plane with sound bath, we have you. And then starting in September, which is both so close and so far, Adriana and I are offering our 50-hour immersion. So if you've come to class and had questions about kind of what we're talking about, the history, the philosophy, the cultural context of yoga, how to practice yoga in the 21st century based on where it's come from, and lots of alignment and practice, we would love to have you. The dates are on the website. We're happy to chat about it. But I think that's it for me. Anyone else have announcements? Any things in your worlds, in your lives that other people should know about or go to or see? Keyshawn is here, who owns More Vintage Archive in the back on 4th Street. I like their tagline of, if you want to look at pretty things and dress in pretty things, that's the place to go to. Saw that Freaky Friday 2 is coming out on Friday. Did anyone watch that preview? I watched it a lot last night, and I'm very excited. If you see it before me, let me know. Okay, bye. See you soon. Thanks, everyone at home. Oh, goodness.